What's up, locker room? Let me talk a little bit about the rest of these football games, man. Try to get out of my emotions about the Dallas Cowboys and just, I don't know. I don't know. All right. And let me just kind of chat about the games that I told you would be the best three games of the week. One game hasn't been played yet. That game will be played tonight, Monday night. That's the Ravens and the Lions. So let's jump back to. Well, I really first should start with. Let me start with the Chargers, the Broncos Chargers game. That was a good game. Of course, you guys know the results by now. As I picked, the Chargers did win that game, 23-20. But it was a great game. And as I told you guys, watch what Jim Harbaugh's doing with the Chargers, because he talks about that tough mentality, run first. But really, he's throwing the ball all over the place. And honestly, Justin Herbert is playing his best football, And I told you about the receivers they got again today. The game came down. Quinn Johnson went off and played great. Quinn Johnson, again, because remember we talked about that battle and him having a chance to go up against Pat Surtain and all of those things, and how he's starting to play like the player when they drafted him out of TCU right up the street there. And that's what he's starting to do now. And it's taking his team to a whole new level. Because I see Justin Herbert rising. I see the confidence in Quinn Johnson. You see Keenan Allen, playing. It used to be Keenan Allen's team. But now he's back and he understands that it's not my team. I'm here to help these young guys get in a good place. So he understands now that Quinn Johnson is the future. So Quinn Johnson get most of the reps. He has 89 yards and he hit 6 receptions. But I told you they play that inside game. And they use that short passing game as some of their running game. And Keenan Allen got to catch 7 balls. McConkey, the lad had 4 receptions. But they all play great in the passing game for the Chargers. Justin Herbert threw for 300 yards. 300 yards. Yep, right, 300, yep, 300 again. Yeah, right at 300. Right at 300. So you see what he's using that arm. He's using his gifts, his talents. And all Jim Harbaugh talked about was run game. But now we see he's the one running the game on us because he knows he has a great quarterback and he's using him and using his greatest asset, which is his arm. The Chargers do look good and they look for real. And Denver played well too. They were right there. Now, when you see teams like this play, because these are two defensive teams, you put 20, 23 points on, that's a battle. Both of these teams are good defensive teams and growing offenses with young quarterbacks. So they'll be battling and doing great things, battling each other and trying to knock on the Chiefs' door and knock that shine off the Chiefs that they've had for the last decade. So good game on the Chargers. Congratulations to the Chargers. But Denver, you played tough. You played hard. The other game I want to talk about was a great game also. The game I talked about prior to was that Eagles-Rams game. My God, the Rams blew something. They had them. The Rams moved the ball up and down the field. I don't understand how they lost that game. I guarantee you guys, let me tell you something. They're home right now. They are hurting like a mother, brother. They're hurting. I'm talking about the Rams are. After losing that game, they are hurting. They had this team. They were right there, man. They had this team down, 17, 18, 19 points in the fourth quarter. They had slowed up A.J. Brown in the first half. But the Rams, every time they were moving the ball down the field, first half they threw it to Devontae Adams. The second half it went to Puka Nacua. But the first half they moved the ball and they got in red zones. And every time they got in the red zone, they kicked the field goal. And I said, that's gonna come back to bite you. That'll come back to bite you. But even I started worrying late in the second quarter when I was like, man, the Eagles' offense is dead. They had wrapped up Saquon Barkley, and they were not using A.J. Brown out of necessity, out of crisis, almost crisis mode. It's like the offensive coordinator said, all right, let's just throw it on up. Let's just throw it over in A.J. Brown's way and direction and see what happens. And they gave him a shot. And when they gave him a shot, he took over. He took over. He looked like a man amongst boys. I mean, snatching balls, throwing little cornerbacks off him, and running up the field with the ball. You know what I mean? He looked great playing. Let me see what he had here. Yeah, 6 for 109. A.J. Brown, 6'109. Yeah, he was a beast. And 10 targets. And this kind of game, when you're trying to repeat as a champion, are the kind of games that brings the team a little tighter together. Because you go through adversity in this game. The Rams look good. You're down. But you fight together. You keep fighting. They show Jalen Hurts on the sideline talking to the line. Let's go, guys. Let's go. We're talking to the defense. Give us one more rep. Give us one more time. Give us one more stop. Defense goes out and get it done. And then they go out. They go score. You know, that brings the team together. Because when they get back in these situations, they'll remember, we did this before. Remember what we did to the Rams. Let's go. You know, that brings you together. And you pleased that wide receiver beast, A.J. Brown. The first two games, you didn't throw any touchdowns. He didn't get a lot of opportunities. This game, he won for you. So he'll get pat on the back. Everybody will be telling him great job for a while. So he'll be happy. This kind of game was a big win. Big win for the Philadelphia Eagles. Incidentally, and I wasn't supposed to be talking about it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Win of the Washington Commanders over the Geno Smith and them Raiders. Dude, that's scary. Marcus Mariota throws for 207 yards. You see Jaden Daniels and, rooting him on and happy for him. But I thought this was an opportunity for me when I'm thinking through it. Washington don't have Jaden Daniels. Maybe they could slip up here. Philadelphia, the Rams. I thought the Rams, because they had them in the championship game, maybe the Rams can get them here. And both of those teams took care of business where I thought we had an opportunity for both of those teams to lose and the Cowboys to win. Because, I'm trying to stack me. But didn't work out that way. Both of those teams won in a great fashion. I just talked about the Eagles winning, staying together and coming back. And now Washington with a backup quarterback in Marcus Mariota and put up a 40 burger. A 40 burger against the Raiders. That's pretty good without Jaden Daniels. So that team feels, man, we got something. And even if something happens for a game or two to our guy, we got somebody that can put up 40 points. Great win for Washington. know I didn't talk about Washington earlier. Another team I didn't talk about that I want to just hit on right quick too, because they come into Dallas next, is the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers lost that game. I can't believe they lost to the Cleveland Browns. I simply cannot believe they lost to the Cleveland Browns. I cannot believe they lost to the Cleveland Browns. But in going through that game, let me tell you what I saw. If well, let me just talk the game. Let me talk the game first. Because I know I'm talking Green Bay because they come in here next. And what I saw in the game as I'm watching Green Bay, I said to myself, if Josh Jacobs is the catalyst in this offense, they can do something. If Jordan Love must be the catalyst, that means the first. I'm not so sure. As long as you make Josh Jacobs the key, he only had 30 rushing yards today. You got to get him going. Because Jordan Love only had 183 yards. You see, if Jacobs is not going, I don't know that Jordan Love right now can win just throwing the ball. And they had problems today because Josh was not going. That Cleveland defense was not going for it. And with Josh Jacobs not running, wow, that made it tough on Jordan Love. Jordan Love got all kind of speed, all kind of talent at wide receiver. First round draft pick, he led the team today with 52 yards. That's Matthew Golden. And so now you're looking at Jordan Love as a guy that could be able to, boom, 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 drop this ball everywhere and win. Like I was talking about Justin Herbert, and I don't know that I'm seeing that. Excuse me. If they don't have a run game, Green Bay Packers are going to be in trouble. Now, I say that knowing they come in here next in Dallas and knowing that Dallas has not stopped anyone from running the football. So they will have a running game here. And that means their offense will open up here in Dallas. The key factor to it all for Dallas is CeeDee Lamb. Will he play? How healthy will he be? And if George Pickens will raise his hand and say, I am he, and become the number one, and show everybody he is that bad boy, go and get him, come on, give him that big bag, because this is a hell of an audition. That's what they'll have to do to win this game. They're not going to be able to stop Josh Jacobs. That means you're going to get a great mixture of running pass. And you have to be able to score with this team. That's the only way you can stay in this game with the Green Bay Packers. This will be a huge game here in Dallas because of Michael Parsons' return, and we won't underplay that. And Michael Parsons going to be hyped. I even think both teams lost to teams that I thought they should have won today. And I didn't even want to mention this because I believe they were overlooking each other. They were overlooking the teams they play, thinking about each other. And now both are coming off a loss. So let's see how that plays out. All right, locker room. I got to go lick my wounds today.